sensational
It's just
season.
less work for That's
I don't do any work. Christina has to go and get the mail. Leaving Las Vegas, not just Nicolas Cage's most respected film, also the latest Davante Adams rumor.
National treasure.
Real.
Critically. The latest Davante Adams rumor, especially after Aaron.
Valley Girl was good. When I was
Valley
young.
Girl?
Yeah. It was young Nick Cage. Nick saw it. You saw that?
I've seen the whole,
was the
I've
correct
seen
answer.
all of them. Yeah.
You were in half of them.
Well done.
Here's Aaron Rodgers golfing.
Do you think Luke Getsy's going to utilize Davante Adams good in the new Raiders offense?
I love Luke Getsy. He's a fantastic coach.
Awesome.
And I
to
love
hear it.
Davante. I can't wait to play with him
Awesome.
again.
Great. Love to hear it.
Whoa-oh. Now, there was rumors from Bart Scott that he actually just meant golfing.
I think he did.
I don't. Schefter is saying, here's a statement from Davante's agents about trade requests or just moving on from the Raiders. This is baseless, unfounded speculation, and Davante is expected to be with the Raiders as there has been absolutely no trade talk, period. Doth protest too loudly. Brew, should the Jets go all in for Davante?
Look, I don't think they can get him, all right? At least not to start the season. But, yes, they should try. They're already all in, okay? This is in their minds. Now, none of us think they're going to reach the Super Bowl.
You might.
In their minds, they are Super Bowl or bust. They really are.
Does that make, if you think you're Super Bowl or bust, are you?
I mean, not really, but their playoffs are bust, that's for sure.
Okay.
Their playoffs are bust. My point is this. You have a 40-year-old quarterback.
So add more old guys.
You bolstered your offense. Yes. No, look, you got a 40-year-old quarterback.
Yeah.
You bolstered your offensive line with a 33-year-old Tyron Smith who's injury prone. All right? If you don't make the playoffs at least this year, your whole staff is probably going to be new. They're probably all getting fired. This is not a 5-year plan. It ain't even a 2-year plan. Go for it.
So this is.
I'm saying the future be darned.
But that's why
Go
the Jets
for
will
it.
always be the Jets, because it moves like that. Wilds, you said something interesting.
What are they building
He's
for?
not that old. Okay, so Davante's 31. He turns 32 this season.
Sure.
How many wide receivers in the league last year, 32 or older, do you think had 100 yards total? Not in the game, total.
Let me go through the list.
Just give it a guess. Give me a number.
You're not going to get me.
But
I'm gonna get this.
would you think
Hold-
that
Hold on,
go ahead.
let me, okay, I'm just going to tell you. That's fine.
I'm still going.
The
Hold on.
answer.
I'm going through the AFC South.
The answer is one.
Oh.
Adam Thielen. That's it. And so I know you're
What
rooting
age
for
was
NFC
that?
South.
32. You don't think that's going to start changing as guys are in better shape
I mean,
and
last
lasting
year is the
longer?
most recent year we have, and the point that I am making is, by the way, I think Davante will be very good this year. I think he'll be very good this year on whatever team he's on. But he probably, at best, has 2 more excellent years left.
Ooh, that's Bob. Who cares?
Yeah, why shouldn't they go for it? They should build for the future.
Rodgers got 2 more years too.
There has to be a happy medium between we are going for it and we are liquidating all of our retirement to go on a sweet vacation. Like you cannot put more eggs into the 40-year-old quarterback coming off a torn Achilles, coached by Bob Saleh basket. You have to leave something for
the reason we're going on the vacation is because the marriage is in trouble.
Well,
and if we don't go on this vacation, we might not survive.
But Brew,
that's what they're doing.
So should they trade for Brandon Ayuk? Should the Jets, what are we
The Jets
talking?
should go. They have 2 years. They're on the Brady Bucks plan. All in. We're in cap hell.
Yep.
What are we going to do? Wow, the bake show.
Right.
We got a deal.
It's been
clawed our way up.
years,
Let me respond to that real quick. You know what the Bucks with Brady never did? Trade a first-round pick for an old player. They spent money. They did salary cap stuff. They already traded significant draft capital for the quarterback. They then went out and got Mike Williams. Everybody loves Garrett Wilson. The ESPN coaches called him the 13th best receiver in football, but they have the amazing skill position group. I understand. And now we're going to trade more draft capital.
Yes, trade everything.
Okay. That's
the
a-
Bucks. Brady,
that's
who
a
do you
dumb
want?
plan.
I want to run my offense. Deal. How about you have wide receiver? Yeah, I want. In a preview for next week's episode, we saw that Dayball was interested in trading up for Jaden Daniels, who ended up going second, obviously. Giants took LSU's Malik Neighbors at 6. So how should Danny Dimes feel about the trade speculation, bro?
Motivated. He might be hurt. He might be saddened. He might feel betrayed. But you better feel motivated. I mean, this year he's fighting for his life as a starting quarterback for the Giants, if not in the whole NFL.
Yeah, of course.
Like, this is his chance. And I don't want to hear any sob stories. Okay, they're looking at somebody else. You're not playing well. The 6 games you played last year, you had 2 touchdowns, 6 interceptions for $40 million. All right, so I don't want to hear, oh my, they're actually looking at my replacement. Yeah, they're looking at your replacement. So go out there and put your nose to the grindstone and be motivated.
Yeah, so I don't think he's a player of a caliber that deserves job security.
Right.
I mean, I know that sounds mean. Like, it just as from a football player's perspective, he's not good enough to have real job security. That's just how it works. Like, since post his rookie year. So I don't really hold last year against him that much because he suffered 2 significant injuries. And the only reason he would feel like he has job security is because the team was foolish enough to give him that contract. But because your agent did a good job, it doesn't mean it works longer than a year. Since his rookie year, he has played 47 games. In those 47 games, he averages 200 yards passing, has 38 touchdowns in passing in 47 games, and 41 combined interceptions and lost fumbles. Not total fumbles, lost fumbles. That's not a player that ever should be like, well, I don't have to worry about them bringing someone in. And here's the thing. Even though they didn't, because the little stuff I've seen from Hard Knocks, it sure seemed like Dable liked Caleb, like Drake, like Jaden, was interested in these quarterbacks. And that wasn't just because he likes those quarterbacks. I think it's because he's interested in seeing how his offense would look in New York with anyone other than Daniel Jones potentially, which is why this John Schneider quote meant something to me when they lost Drew Lock, and he said, they basically sold him on the opportunity to compete to be the starter. He looked at Baker Mayfield's opportunity last year and felt this could be something similar. Yeah. Some people were like, oh, that was John Schneider being messy, John Schneider doesn't gain much by the Giants having, they're not in the same division, you know what I mean? And Daniel Jeremiah, shortly after the draft, and Daniel Jeremiah is as locked in to anything, and I know this because Dusty talks to me about him almost every day. Daniel Jeremiah said, as just a throwaway line on a post-draft podcast, the Giants weren't just weighing that second crop of quarterbacks after the top 3, the Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy, whatever, versus Daniel Jones. They were weighing them against Drew Lock, which tells me I think that's a real competition in New York between Daniel Jones and Drew Lock. So I guess he's happy they didn't trade for Jaden Daniels, but I think it's possible Drew Lock starts for the New York Giants.
From day one?
I think it's possible.
Wow. See,
Dayball's playing with fire.
Dimes should get the shot.
Yes.
Because of the money he's making.
Well, now he's got Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, he should get the shot.
Welcome back to the show. Head to Buffalo, where Josh Allen is getting criticized from the most shady but fruitful of sources, an anonymous NFL executive. Via Jeremy Fowler's yearly survey, one of the most overrated players in the NFL is Josh Allen. Immense talent, but he makes a lot of mistakes. He's underdeveloped at winning at the line of scrimmage, tends to lock on to targets, more of a thrower than precision passer, and forces throws into traffic. Your reaction?
Who said this, Wilds?
An anonymous NFL executive.
I have a confession, guys. I'm also an NFL executive. All right, so here's the thing. Obviously, Josh Allen's a very good player. And obviously, what this NFL executive is saying is true. Which is why I found so galling when I was looking up some Josh Allen numbers, because I want to be precise on this. You know, sometimes like clips from shows like ours play on the websites where they have the stats, like auto plays or whatever. And I saw my pal Dan Orlovsky call this guy an idiot.
Yes.
And it guy's an idiot. And then Dan went on to make things up.